education, comprehensive health education. We've got to educate parents. We've got to get our churches involved and make them become a part of educating their young people and educating the parents. But, you know, we can't blame too much because, you know, we say, oh, let the parents do it, let the schools do it. 52% of children are unchurched. They don't go to anybody's church. So then the only place we've got where all the children go, all 55 million of them, every day is school. And we've got to use our schools to educate our children on how to take care of themselves, how to take care of their bodies, and to be sexually healthy. And that is not done. We've got to educate parents. And, you know, I was a strong advocate, and I still am. You know, one of the goals of our nation is that we wanted to make sure that everybody had access to primary preventive health care. And I felt, what better place to provide primary preventive health care than at school? The schools, the buildings are there. We can have school health nurses there. Teachers are there. And we can make referrals. Our pediatricians in Arkansas, everybody fought it until we put it in 10 different areas around. And I want you to know the doctors felt that they had more referrals than ever. They were seeing all of these children that nobody saw for really significant diseases. And so we're talking about a nurse practitioner who really was doing very good care and education, and it's very inexpensive. That's something that we could do if we put education at school and with school-based clinics. And we've got to offer young people hope if we want to make a real difference. And we get to access strategies. They've got to have access, not only access to education, but they've got to have access to services. Access to services where they are. And if they're at school, and as far as I'm concerned, if they are at school and come in and want and need a condom, I would far rather give it to them than to come in with AIDS or some other STD or an unplanned pregnancy. So I think that we as parents have to stand, and one young lady, you know, she told me, she said, well, Dr. Elders, if I have a condom, if I go out with my boyfriend and have a condom in my purse, all my friends would say I'm just a slut. And I said, no, you just tell them that that sophisticated ladies use Trojans. But I'm just saying, I think we have to educate our young people to have the right things to say. We've got to have, they've got to know about the morning after pill. And they've got to know about if they need an abortion, where they need to go to get it. It makes no sense what we do. And I accused our very fundamentalist group. You know, they were so opposed, and you know, and that I was just a baby killer and all of those things. That I said that they had a love affair with the fetus. They loved little babies as long as they was in somebody else's uterus. But the minute they were born, they didn't have any. They weren't fighting for the things that you have to have a healthy, well-adjusted child. We've got to have intervention strategies. In addition to education and abstinence and contraceptives and abortions, we've got to have health services. And we are the only industrialized country in the world that does not offer access to health care for all of our people. And we spend the most money. We have 25% of the wealth of the world. I'm not sure whether that's true anymore. I think we've lost a little bit. 5% of the population, and we spend 16.2% of our gross domestic product on health care. $2.3 trillion. I don't know how much money that is, but I understand it's a lot. And we still rank. I want you to know, we rank number 37 among the Economic Development Group on healthcare. Our life expectancy for our women is 30, women are 34 in the world, and men is 42nd in the world. So we don't have the best healthcare. And I told you we had the highest teenage pregnancy in the industrialized world. So we need to begin to look at health. We've got the best sick care system in the world. We just don't have the best health care system in the world. And that's the problem. We don't have a health care. So what can we do as we move forward and have group meetings like this and talk about the things that are out there? What's the role of West Virginia Free in ensuring reproductive justice for all? Let's summarize it in a simple word: care. We have to care, and that's what you've been doing. If we care, you stand up and you have to encourage. That people have asked me, Dr. Elders, how do you get the courage? I'll never forget, I got a letter from a lady in Alaska. She said she's 86 years old, and she told me to excuse her writing. She said, but you're right, and I want you to know that one person with courage makes a majority. So we just have to keep on fighting, continue to cooperate, collaborate, form partnerships, as you've done. You've heard about many of those this evening. We've got to be, for the aid and care, we have to be aware of the problems, become advocates for the problems, and develop an action plan that's right for our community. And we have to, for the R, we have to fight for reproductive justice for all. We've got to reach out and be responsible. We've got to continue to do high-quality research. And we've got to continue to take risks. And I know that many of you feel that, as we've listened about Nancy, I'm sure she took many, many risks. But she went on anyway. And that's what we have to do. We've got to educate and empower our people so they can stand up and do what they've got to do. And I'll tell you, like my bishop told me one time when I was getting beat on pretty hard and I was feeling real bad. He says, Dr. Elders, I want you to know that in the job you're in, and I want to tell Virginia Free, West Virginia Free, that in the job you're in, it's like dancing with a bear. When you're dancing with a bear, you can't get tired and sit down. You have to wait until the bear gets tired, and then you sit down. So I know you've been out there dancing a long time, trying to get new partners. You're always reaching out, trying to get new partners so we can sit down. Thank you very much.